Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow, 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 ow.
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Reverend, the Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you all for joining us today. This includes all of our new members, whoever you are, whoever you may be, and joining us for the first time, wherever you may be, and wherever you want to be, because you may not be where you want to be, but there you are. And now you are family. Can I get an extra seat at the table? Yes, Lord. You know, welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX. And people have also called me the pervert pastor, the racy reverend, and the vile, vulgar vicar of vice. Yes, that rolls off the tongue vividly, doesn't it? The vile, vulgar vicar of vice. I don't know why they call me that. It's usually behind my back, or you'll see it written on the bathroom wall. That's not what they call me to my face, but that's okay. That's human nature, and that's why we're here. We are here to understand human nature, or our own nature. If you don't think you're human, I don't know how you identify. We do not judge here. All we do is count the views. That's it. We don't judge. We don't care who's watching. If you're a cat, you're a dog, you're a person, or if you're a dog who identifies as a possum, we don't care. That's not our business. Our business is to pump up the volume. That's it. So while we're pumping, which is a good thing, as long as you can pump, keep pumping. Let's begin in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah, y'all?
Fuck yeah!
Lord have mercy. You know, let us pray. Please bow your heads or tilt them slightly down back and to the left, unless you are driving your car or your significant other, as we always offer this warning, this disclaimer before every prayer. That's right. So bow your heads unless you are driving your car or your significant other. And if that is the case, just close your eyes. Just close your eyes and let Jesus do the driving while we pray. But when we stop praying, open your eyes. And you may be surprised where you find yourself, especially if you're in the car, driving about, let's say, 25 miles an hour in a straight line. You may find yourself, a good minute down the road. I don't know what that is in time and distance. I don't have a calculator app on my phone. I just make up the numbers as I go along. Why? Nobody believes math anyway. Didn't you listen to last week's sermon about aftermath? Nobody listens to math anymore. They don't care. Logically, you can say 1 and 1 is 2, and they'll look at you and go, 11. That's right. So let us pray. You can play if you want to, but the Lord don't play. The Lord don't play with pray. So here we go. Dear Lord, bless all of those who, I apologize. These prayers aren't going to make sense unless you know what today is. Today is Memorial Day Sunday. Tomorrow's Memorial Day Monday. Yesterday is Memorial Day Saturday. Okay? Today is May 26th, if you have a calendar. If you don't have a calendar, it's still May 26th. You just didn't know it, unless you wrote a check. If you wrote a check today, you may know that the date. You may put the right date on there. And I apologize for the interruption, but you've started conversations, so people go, hold on, please. And that's what prayer is like. It's almost like a conversation, except for prayers when you're talking and they're listening. And that's, that's different than meditation. Meditation is when they're talking and you're listening. And when I say they, I mean whatever the higher power that you have subscribed to is. If your higher power is the Lord, then you're listening to the Lord. If it's Buddha, then you're listening to the Buddha. If it's your higher self, then you listen to your higher self. It is money, then you're listening to the money talk. Okay, so whatever your higher power is, that's what you're listening to, and that's meditation. But what we're doing is prayer, and what it is I'm doing the talking, and God's doing the listening, I think. So, dear Lord, please bless all of those who gave or lost their lives in order that we may celebrate Memorial Day and give it its meaning. Yes, Lord, I'm talking about forgiving the likes of Elsie DeCal. She gave her life so that we could have all beef patties seasoned and grilled to perfection. Can I get a moo? Amen. Dear Lord, bless those 3 little piggies. What's a barbecue without baby back ribs? Lord have mercy. That's right. This little piggy went to market and came back a rib. Can I get my baby back? Baby back? Baby back. That'll do, pig. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Dear Lord, bless those chickens. Without their sacrifice, we would not know the goodness of a juicy breast. Unless you've been to the club recently. And a lot of those juicy breasts aren't natural. They're not like Purdue with no antibiotics or artificial fillings. See, these, I'm talking about juicy breasts that are grown naturally because they were living off of the worm and the ant and the tick, and they got fat naturally. That's what I'm talking about. Those juicy breasts that you just throw them on the grill and you just slap that breast like that. You just get out there and just slap that breast just like that. You go, put that breast on the grill, and then can I get a good cluck? Good cluck. Nothing like a good cluck on Memorial Day. Lord have mercy. Dear Lord, bless those retailers who have given us the mattress sales, the TV sales, sandals and sandwiches, shoes and socks, and all manner of clothing. Yes, Lord. Can I get 20% off this weekend? 5% off my, I don't want to say the name of the card, but you get cash back. I'm not going to say the name of the card because they really are a bunch of thieving villains and nasty, nasty folk. I don't have one of their cards in my wallet. I don't have any credit cards in my wallet because they just nasty, nasty, nasty fucking folk. And I just assume to do without than to put it on layaway and give them extra money. I'll just wait and save. I'll be practical like that. I know I'm a little bit unorthodox for an Orthodox minister, but I'm not giving you my money for free. I'll give you my time. I'll give you my energy. I'll give you my love. I'll give you my attention. I'll give you a rag to wipe that off the lens there. Sorry, that's rude. I did not know I was salivating when I was talking. That was probably one of the I don't know. So I'll give you a rag for free. But my money, fuck you. Ain't doing it. Not you personally, because I haven't given you my money. But I apologize. I shouldn't be saying fuck so early in the program. Unless you're saying fuck yeah to the Lord. That's right. Dear Lord, this being the unofficial start of summer and the unofficial start of higher summer gas prices. Well, actually, it's the official start of higher summer gas prices, but the unofficial start of summer. So Lord, help us make it through the pain in our wallets. We're going to feel it a little bit this summer everywhere, but that happens every summer. You cannot blame a president for those kinds of things unless you want to just cancel summer. You know, they write a bill and say there's no more summer because summer gets expensive and we can't afford it. So no more summer. Tired of prices going up every summer just because it's summer and people want to drive. So unless you want to cancel summer, you're just going to have to feel the pinch in your pocket because prices go up. Because this is when people do their driving. This is when people do their flying. This is when people do their swimming. And this is when people do their buying. And this is why the prices go up, up, up. That's right. Because when the fall comes, you've already spent your money on school stuff, the books and the clothing and supplies and other things that you buy for school. Lunches, lunch meat, lunch money, lunch crackers. That's so. And then there's a lull in the marketplace and they drop the prices to lure you back in there. And actually, a lot of people are just trying to save for the next big expenditure, which is the Christmas. That's it. So, but now I've jumped a whole few calendars ahead of you. Now, if you were like following along on your calendar and turning the pages as I talk, I apologize, because now you got to go back to May 26th. Just flip that calendar back to May 26th. And if you have the same calendar I have, you have a cute little picture of a sloth just hanging in there, just like that. Okay? Saint Sloth, the patron saint of lazy people, Saint Sloth. That May is the official month of Saint Sloth. Actually, in my calendar, Saint Sloth is on every picture every month. They just make me happy. And they make me feel fast, too. Like I watch how they move, and I go, damn, I'm fast. It's like having an ugly friend, you know, so that you look better. And wherever you go someplace, you want to look really good, you put on your best clothes, and you invite your ugly friend. So two you walk in, they go like, they say, my God, Reverend, you look sharp. And who is that with you? And I'll go, they say, you brought your dog? I didn't know pets were allowed in this. You go like, no, this is my buddy from high school. I just wanted him to know how the other half lived. And if he gets on your nerves, just whack him on the nose with the newspaper. That's how he got to look like that anyway. Misbehaving. So, can I get some cheap gas, is what I'm saying. Lord have mercy. And dear Lord, bless and protect all of those people who are at the beach. I saw Jaws in the 70s, and I'm still afraid to go into the water. Lord, I don't, not the toe, not the ankle. No part of me gets in that water. No, not since that movie. Nope. Can I get a dun 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 dun? Sorry, sketch day. You thought a shark got me. No, shark didn't get me. I'm in the house. Shark can't get me in the house. Unless it's a loan shark, but they don't know where I live because I use my friend's address. You know, the ugly friend I told you about earlier? That's the address I use. Loan sharks are not coming here. And finally, Lord, please bless the entire behind-the-scenes staff at Mind Dog TV. They are truly doing your work and helping to spread your word throughout the wordosphere. Yes, wherever your word can be heard on Mind Dog TV. Yes, indeed. They could be anywhere today, and they just showed up like clockwork, like a good working clock, like a clock that's working good, an orange clock. Yes, indeed. They just showed up and they put it all in there, and they put it all in there, just like whatever they did last night. And I hope they had fun performing and doing their things on the beach or the veterans or wherever they're doing it. I just hope they enjoyed themselves and the people enjoyed them more, and that they get repeat business, because that's why we do this, for the repeat business and also to feel good about helping veterans, but mainly the repeat business and helping the veterans and helping the repeat business with the veterans. Yes. They could be anywhere today, but they are here today with us. And that, dear Lord, should count for something. Yes, indeed. And dear Lord, minddogtv.com. While you're out there, everybody, do not forget to go to minddogtv.com to get all of your minddogtv.com gear and even some of your Reverend gear. You can get some of that too. And I know it's a little late to be shopping for Memorial Day, but guess what? There's probably a sale on and a promo code. Don't ask me what it is, because I didn't get permission to say that. They may not even have a promo code. You know something? Promo codes are hard to set up. Just go there and find out what the prices are. That's all. And start shopping, because even though it's too late to shop for Memorial Day, well, it's not too late to shop for Memorial Day. You can shop for Memorial Day. You just don't expect to use it on Memorial Day, because you're not going to get it. But you can shop for it. So do not let me stop you from shopping for Memorial Day. Just let me stop you from expecting to get it by Memorial Day. But you got time for Father's Day, which is just 2 shows away, or maybe 3 shows. I have to look at the calendar. I think it's 3 shows away. The thing is, shop now. Don't let your father be disappointed again, like he was when he found out your mom was pregnant. And he thought, I'm a player. No, you a daddy. Well, some of them are. Some of them just stepped out. They said, I'll be right back. I'm going down to minddogtv.com to buy some cigarettes. And they don't come back. That's not our fault. We have a return policy to return your father if he shows up. So it's not on us. That's on your dad. He just abandoned your ass. But it's okay, because we're your family now. Okay? We are your family now. So how about, for the sake of family, yes, for the sake of family, we toast family. Yes, indeed. Let's toast the family, our family, because we are all we got today. And today is all that matters, because we do not know what tomorrow brings. As long as it brings liquor, it's welcomed. So a little bump for the Lord. Amen. That was good stuff. Good stuff. Now, let us, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah. Fuck yeah! Yeah. Lord have mercy. Thank you. While I have your attention, we are overwhelmed with joy to express a happy birthday wish to Miss Helena Ballar, Bolar. That's right. Miss Helena Ballar celebrated her 95th birthday yesterday. Yes, indeed. 95 years. Her 95th annual aging routine was celebrated yesterday, and she was surrounded by loved ones of all ilks, of all colors, of all races, of all heights. She was surrounded by them. They were celebrating the goodness of her life and how she impacted so many people in the 95 years that she's been here. It was truly a blessing to be asked to say happy birthday to her. I appreciate the honor, the sheer honor. And I hope to be there next year and every year to wish her a happy birthday. She's a special lady. Violent as hell. Punch you like and she still will punch you in a heartbeat. Yeah, Lord have mercy. She will. Yes, she will. Just like that. And because she's got no meat on her knuckles, it's all bone. So when she hits you, you feel it. It's like being hit by an MMA fighter that you can't hit back. That's what it's like. She go, hey, I thought I told you no cussing at the table, and you can't hit her back because you know what you look like. First of all, hitting a 95-year-old woman, you know what no. So it's the worst. So it's worse than an MMA fighter, because she can hit you many times she wants to, and nobody's going to stop her. And if you cry, you're going to look like a bitch. So you can't even cry, even though those bones hurt. You know, bam, she got 95 years of muscle memory right there, right? Lord have mercy. That's all I'm saying. It's happy birthday, Ms. Helena Ballar. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you. Thank you for your presence. Not gifts, energy. Yeah. She didn't give gifts. We not thank you. See, she received gifts. See, so when I say thank you for your presence, I'm not even talking about your presence that you gave to her because you didn't know it was her birthday until like a few seconds ago. But it's not too late to send her gifts, and you can send them. You can send gifts for Helena Ballar in care of minddogtv.com. I think she said that she wanted a new treadmill and some skis. Yes, she wanted a ski board. She wants a ski board. So just go ahead and send that to minddogtv.com if you want to send her gifts. Or you could just send a gift card, and don't forget to put that minddogtv.com in care of the Church of Last Resort, and just leave the bank card or the check blank, and we will fill it in with the amount we need. Thank you. We appreciate that. Now on to today's sermon. Brothers and sisters, today being Memorial Day, it is only fitting that we talk about those people who died. That's the name of the sermon. After the Jim Carroll song, those are people who died. Those are died. Those who died. My friends, they just died. And then he goes on to mention all of his friends that died. Okay. Now there's one verse in that particular song that kind of annoys me because he says 3 people in this one verse who died. And then he says, those are 2 people who died. But he counted 3. 2 of my friends died. Okay. So either the third person wasn't a friend, and he just like read the obituary, got a name and a cause of death to fill out the song so that he could maintain the meter, or he can't count. We don't know, because Jim Carroll himself died, and we cannot ask him these questions. It's kind of fitting. And he didn't get a chance to write a verse for himself, knowing that he was going to die, so that he could be one of those. But also he may not know the cause of death unless he was the cause of death. So we're not going to fault Brother Jim Carroll for not having included himself in those people who died. Okay. But also the song was those people who died and was not called those people who have yet to die. So I guess we can forgive him for that. So yeah, I just thought it was one of those things that I think about when I think about those kinds of things. You got those things that run through your mind. You're trying to sleep, and just before your eyes close, you go, Jim Carroll, just like that. So, and the first topic is people just heard me talk about Jim Carroll, and they may thought I was mocking him or making fun of him, and they say, you're not supposed to speak ill of the dead. Okay, where does that come from? Not speaking ill of the dead. Or in the Latin, and I have to read this because I do not speak Latin. I speak a little pig Latin, atenle, delay, or whatever. So I do speak a little pig Latin, igpe, igpe atenle. So I do just a little, but this is actually real Latin. And if I mispronounce any words, forgive me, because it has been years since I've actually had to use my Latin training. So it's more like Latin dancing. Now it was a really good class. It's in the hips. It's really in the hips, So I do the Latin dance better than I do the Latin tongue, which is the next chorus, 201. But here's the saying is, de mortuis nil nisi bonum descendum est. Okay. Yeah, I would try to say that again, just in case you're writing it down. De mortius, de mortuus nil nisi bonum descendum est. Okay, and that roughly translates to English as, of the dead, nothing but good is to be said. Now, it doesn't rhyme like that in Latin, and I don't know. That's why I said loosely translated, because I don't know if they translated it so that it would rhyme and people might remember it. And because people have a tendency to remember things that rhyme better than things that do not. So, of the dead, nothing good is, of the dead, nothing but good is to be said. Okay? Now, what that is supposed to mean is basically, if the person who has wronged you, if the person who has passed away has wronged you, do not hold on to the past. Do not keep talking about those things that they did wrong to you. Okay? Move on, forgive them or forgive yourself, or just, or don't. But just put it behind you. Don't let it hold you back. Don't dwell on it. Just keep on moving on. Okay? That's how I see that. But then again, I didn't study Latin. Again, I studied the Latin dance. Okay. And I ran out of money before I got to the Latin tongue. Oh, actually, she didn't want any Latin tongue. She told me up front, she goes, no kissing on the mouth. So, do not dwell on the past, but do not whitewash it either. Okay? Do not dwell on the past, but do not whitewash it. So, yes, if the person was a son of a bitch in life, you don't have to make them sound like a saint now. They're gone. Don't rewrite history. We have enough of that going on right now in different congresses and legislatures all throughout the country. They're trying to rewrite a history of a country that did a lot of bad shit. Now, true, the shit is in the past, but we're still dealing with it. Sometimes because we won't be honest about it. We keep trying to whitewash it. Stop whitewashing and just deal with it. Say, this is what happened. This is how it made me feel, or this is how it impacted the lives of others. Now, can we move on in a just and peaceful manner? Well, peaceful, you're not going to get that out of people. You're going to have to try that with some other species. People are not known for being peaceful. They try. Some people try, but it's not in their nature. And that's why, didn't mean to do that. I really did not mean to do that. You didn't see that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. This is Saint Sloth. This is the Saint Sloth action figure for the patron saint of lazy people. Saint Sloth. He is, or she, let's see. Can't tell. All right. Oh yeah, it's a he. Okay, Saint Sloth is a boy. Okay. He is the patron saint of lazy people. And the reason why I had him, because I'm talking about people that have passed, and I was actually going to mention someone who was very, very lazy. And if I do, I'll let you know who it was. It's not you, but you're not dead, I hope. If you are, that could explain the smell, because I brushed my teeth and I flossed and I used mouthwash this morning, so I know it's not me. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking for a place for my saint. Don't want to throw it on the floor. Some people take that saint shit seriously. You have a Saint Bernadette or whatever it is. Like, don't do that to the saint. They're watching over you. Okay. It's whatever gets you through. I'm not going to mock you much. whatever you need to get through. Okay, so getting back to not speaking ill of the dead. Okay, here's the beautiful thing about not speaking ill of the dead. It gives you peace of mind so that when you're gone, you know that people aren't speaking ill of you. That's the only reason why people say it. Just in case they have an afterlife, and that afterlife allows them to sit, or makes them sit around their loved ones, and they find out how their loved ones really feel. They go like, the Reverend was a real nasty bastard, and I don't mean evil. I mean like dirty. He his libido was like. You'd have thought that once he hit his 70s, he'd have slowed down and stopped being such a pervert, but it just made it worse. And then I'd be like in the afterlife going, I didn't know that they thought that way about me. And they'll say something like, he grabbed my ass. Like, whoa, that was an accident. I was trying to comfort you, and you slid my hand, you slid up. And my hands to death. See, and accidents happen, but now you're dead. You can't defend yourself, and people are telling the stories about you. And that's the other thing, because once you're gone, you can't defend yourself. People will tell things that are a little bit not correct, and you can't correct them. Surely everybody makes mistakes. I'm sure you've grabbed an ass or two by mistake. I'm sure you've accidentally. Beautiful example. I'm going to give you a beautiful example. I was shopping in the store, and I saw this woman. I saw her from the back, but I recognized her right away. And her name was Linda. Okay. And I'm not going to say her last name, but I recognized her. Her name was Linda. And I walked up to her because we were friends. I'd known her for years. And I walked up behind her, I put my hands on her hips, and I kissed her on the neck, and I said, Linda, what you doing in here, girl? And she turned around and she said, I am not Linda. I am her twin sister, Lisa. Now, here's the funny thing. I had known Linda for about a year and never knew that she had a twin sister. That's right. Never mentioned her. Never mentioned that she had a twin sister. And the thing is, they were actually close. They were friends. They got along just fine. She just never mentioned it. It just never came up. We never talked about our siblings. We talked about work and stuff. Well, she said she had a sister, but she never said it was a twin. And so Lisa thought I was like some kind of masher, and it was just an innocent accident that just happened. Okay. And Linda thought it was funny. So maybe she didn't mention it on purpose, thinking that, he's the kind of person that would just do that and fall for that. I don't know. But the point is, it was an innocent accident that they could have had avoided by just saying, I have a twin sister and she's like in the vicinity. So you may see one who looks just like me, but it's not me. Okay. Like my friend Mike did. My friend Mike says, I have a twin brother, Robert. Okay. So you may see me in the neighborhood and speak to me and wave, and I don't wave back. I'm not ignorant. That's my brother, and you don't know him, and he doesn't know you. So if you think it's me, just holler Mike, and if he's so kind, he'll yell back, that's my brother, I'm Robert, like that. So, but you knew that up front. Lisa was not as forthright, and it got me into a little bit of trouble. And so once I die, Linda didn't mention it. Lisa could very well say, I remember when he just groped me in the store. And that would be kind of accurate, but not correct. See? And that's a good reason not to speak ill of the dead if you don't have all the facts, especially if you're talking about me. But that's why people say it. It's to protect themselves. They're not trying to protect other people. If someone starts talking about the affairs my father had when I was a child, that doesn't affect me, and I'm not going to be embarrassed by it. But you could not mention that around my brother, because my brother was offended by the fact that you even knew that first of all, he didn't call it having an affair. He called it, I think he called it extracurricular activity. That's too big of a word for my brother. He was not an erudite individual and was not prone to using polysyllabic words. So, but again, it sounds like I'm speaking ill of the dead, but I'm just not whitewashing it. So that, my brothers and sisters, could be one of the reasons why we do not speak ill of the dead, only because we're afraid of what people will say about us when we're gone. And you know something? If you're afraid of what people are going to say about you when you're gone, first of all, you're wasting your time. And two, because you can't control what people say about you, you can just control what you do. Okay? Just control what you do and let sleeping dogs lie, or sleeping dogs die, or maybe they're not sleeping. Maybe pinch the dog, see if he's sleeping or if he's been dead. You know, whatever it is, you just don't worry about it. Move on. You know, live your life and live your life in such a way that when you're gone, you can look back on it and go, well, first of all, if you're looking back on it, you need to let go. But just a few minutes just before you go. Just before you go, you look back on your life, those last few seconds as your life flashes before your eyes, you go, I can die a happy person. I don't want to die, but if I'm going to die, I'm good with it. I'm good. Let's go. And maybe, if you're lucky, there could be a transformation, you know, a transformation. Kind of like when a cow is alive, it's a cow. But once it's gone, it's beef when you put it on your plate. See, we have this tradition in this country. Well, I don't know if it's just this country. I think it's mainly this country. There's a tradition of the living entity being called one thing, and that same being called something different when we're eating it or putting it in our mouths. That's right. There's a tradition of the living entity being called one thing, and that same thing being called something different when they're being eaten or put in our mouths. You know, and I talked about cow and beef. When it's alive and walking around in the grass and going moo, it's a cow. But once we put it on the grill, it's beef. Yes, it's alive, it's one thing, and when it's dead, or when it's being put in our mouth, it's something else. A pig or a hog out in the field, out in the grass, walking around alive, it's a pig or a hog. I just told you, weren't you listening? A pig or a hog walking around, that's what it is. It's a pig or a hog. But then we slop it up, chop it up, ready to put it in our mouth, it's pork. That's right. A sheep or a ram is walking around, bah, bah, bah. And guess what? Once you're ready to put it in your mouth, it's lamb. That's right. I am called a man to my face, but my meat is called my magic muscle when you put it in the mouth. That's what I'm talking about. Call it one thing when it's up around walking, but once it's lying there, when we go to put it in our mouth, we call it something else. I think that's just in this country. I can't think of another country where they do that. I cannot. But the only other country I've ever been to is Canada. And the part of Canada I was in, you know what they called me? I can't say nigger on the air, can I? Can I say nigger? I can't. They called me the N-word. That part of Canada, yes. I was surprised because I was only 17 and I was just driving through. I wasn't staying. I wasn't planning on living there. I was just passing through. I was just driving I want to see the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, and I was going to come back down through Michigan. That's it. Just that one stretch of highway. I think it's called the Queen Elizabeth Highway. We just, that's it. I was just driving through Canada and coming down. I wasn't living there. I only know if I stopped to spend any money, except for the souvenir shop in Niagara Falls. I driving. It was that. So that's beside the point. But that's the only time I was out of the country. And I didn't stop to eat anything. And I didn't, like I said, and aside from being called that one thing, I don't know what they called cows or pigs or beef or sheep. Don't know. But in this country, when it's alive, it's a cow. But on Memorial Day, it's beef. But what about chicken? Why don't we do that with chicken? When a chicken is alive, we call it a chicken. When we go to put it in our mouth, we still call it a chicken. The same with turkey, fish. Why is it that it's just the cow and the pig and the sheep? You ever think about that? You're thinking about it now. And you want to know the answer? I know the answer. I just can't do it intelligently because here's the deal. See, it depends. A lot of this stuff started in in this country. Like when this country started, there was a lot of different cultures and countries and stuff. And when they came, they brought their preferred food with them. But we here had also, we've been here for a while, we also had our own names for things too. So when we had cows, you got a cow and you butchered it, and you go to the people from France, they didn't call it a cow. It was like beeve. I think it's Boeve or something like that. A different name. Okay, so they didn't say a cow, they said beef, and we, being Americans, can't hear straight or pronounce straight, or all you gotta do is go through Ellis Island one time and you find that out. Just go through there, and whatever your name is when you go into Ellis Island, it will not be that when you come out. That's why cow, when it's alive, it's cow. When they served it to the French people, they called it what they called it. That's it. And we, being who we are, it just stuck. We're selling them. We're not going to try to teach them to say cow. We're just going to say, okay, yeah, we know it's a cow, but guess what? We're selling you beef. Okay. Same with the pig, pork. Yeah, see? We're not going to call it pork. It's like pork. But chickens are something that I think we just ate it, I guess. And so there's no need to change the name, Fish? I don't have an answer for that because I'm not big on fish. And even those answers I just gave you, you can check them out for yourself. Google them. Don't take, there's a disclaimer at the very beginning of the show. And I don't even know what it says because I don't listen to it. I never read it because I don't need a disclaimer because I know I'm full of shit. So I don't need a disclaimer to tell me not to believe the shit. See, you're the one who doesn't know I'm full of shit. I'm sorry. He said, hey, you can't believe the Reverend. Yeah, I know. See, I know, but you may not know. That's why the disclaimer is there for you, not for me. I helped write the disclaimer for you. So, so that's the transformation once we die. See, and I'm going to try to bring it back intelligently. I don't know if I can or not, because again, a lot of this stuff is history, which means it happened already. I'm going to let go. I'm going to let go. Just like I advised you to let go to dead. Okay, that material is now dead. I'm going to let it go. I'm moving on. Okay, I'm moving on. I can't let go. And that's what the thing is. That's why we talk about the dead like that, because sometimes we can't let go. Okay, we have problems or things that we just need to let go of. Okay, we have issues we need to let go of. Okay, now somebody's thinking I'm trying to say govs, and I'm not, because I'm not on their network, I don't think. I'm not letting go of govs. I'm saying we need to let go of, okay? Never mind. You need to let go of that. So, brothers and sisters, this is Memorial Day, and the day that which we are to honor those who have passed. Now, many say for the veterans, okay? And I guess it's for the dead veterans. And this may get some people in trouble, but a lot of people like to say that they died fighting for our freedoms. Well, with the exception of the people in the first Revolutionary War, when we were actually trying to be liberated from England, they literally were fighting for our freedoms, okay? Go to the breakdown board. Where's the breakdown board? Right here. And let me, okay, can I do that? Oh yeah, good, you can see all over here, but where do we stop over here? Okay, you're not gonna see beyond that. All right, so I will try not to write beyond this. That way everything is in view, okay? The breakdown board. Our country, actually it didn't, something like this. And this is also Maine, and then there's Canada up here, blah, blah, blah. And Canada, old Canada. And now the thing is, this isn't exact because the oceans have reshaped our country a lot. And there's also this part down here, okay? But we in here, okay? And there's another country over here, all right? And we're going to call this other country England, all right? And they had a stranglehold on us, all right? So when they and us were fighting, pew, 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 pew. Okay, these veterans who died literally were fighting for our freedoms. Okay? Then we got our Constitution. Okay? You got a little country over here like Vietnam. And I think that's exactly how Vietnam shapes before you cut it in half. When we were fighting over here, they were not a threat to our Constitution. They were not a threat to our freedom. They weren't a threat to us at all. But the people who died there, we say, died to protect our freedoms. No, not so. You get your place over here like the Middle East. Like this is Africa. Hunga bunga 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 hunga ba. I don't know what Africans speak or sing, but over here in the Middle East part, you got soldiers over there dying. And guess what? Again, our freedoms were not threatened. You know what was threatened? Ports and shipping lanes. That's what was threatened. And guess what? I don't own a shipping lane. Do you own a shipping lane? Nope. But companies send merchandise to the shipping lanes. They need to keep them open so the companies can keep making money. So they are not dying for our freedoms as much as they're dying for capitalism. Not the same thing. You get another country, I'm running out of space because the world is limited resources. I can't keep putting other countries up in here. All right. But let's say there's another country. You name a country. Okay. Afghanistan. All right. Afghanistan. We're going to put that right over here. Let me see. What was this? This is Vietnam. That's England. This is the Middle East. We're going to put shit. Let me see how this works out. Got Russia, Afghanistan. Let me see here. Middle East, got Turkey. First of all, you know what it is? Vietnam is too close to Africa. It needs to be further over. Okay, well, now it's Turkey. I mean, now it's Afghanistan. We changed its name from Vietnam to Afghanistan. We just took it over. We just took over Vietnam, and now it's Afghanistan. And we did it for their freedom. So there. Vietnam is now free, and it's Afghanistan. Soldiers that died there, not our freedom. Maybe the freedoms for Afghanistan's. Maybe to, now true. Now this part is true. Okay. Now actually we did this is before quote 9/11. Actually, we weren't even sending in troops. We were just sending them arms because Afghanistan was fighting with Russia. And we're going to say Russia shapes like this. Okay. Russ, because you can't see beyond that point. Right. So, again, the point is, half the times we're fighting all these other places, they are not threatening our freedoms. Okay. But it's what we need to say to people who are left behind by those who died in our wars. They're fighting for our freedoms and helps them feel better. We're whitewashing, okay? We just need to be honest, okay? That's part of the reason why we don't have as many people going over to fight now. Some of them are catching up, getting wise, especially people who signed up they didn't sign up to fight, they signed up for benefits, okay? A lot of young people do that now. They sign up for benefits, They want houses and education, and they want it on the cheap, or as cheap as they can get it. And so VA benefits is the way to do it. And so they sign up, and they don't realize that, holy shit, corporations are starting another war. And I may have to go fight. All I wanted was to study liberal arts in school for free. And now I could become another Memorial Day celebration for my family. And I would have given up my life just like that cow, so we can celebrate Memorial Day. There. Move the boy out the way. I hope that was educational. If not, I hope it killed enough time to get to the next segment of the show. I don't apologize. I do care, okay? I do respect the memories of those who served. We just don't need to lie about it, okay? Let's not lie. Let's stop lying to each other. Let's stop lying to our citizens. Let's stop lying to our families. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Wow. I just caught a glimpse of my reflection in the lens there. I'm a pretty handsome dude. Okay, that's what's up. Didn't I just say don't lie to yourself? I did. I just said I just lied to myself, not to lie to myself, and I just called myself a very handsome dude. See, it's a hard habit. How old habits die hard. It's good. We're not just going to stop lying to ourselves instantly just because we know we should. We're not going to stop lying to ourselves. I know better, and I'm still lying to myself. So I'm going to be patient with you. You be patient with me. But we got to work in that direction. Let's start by recognizing truths, okay? Even if we don't accept them, let's start recognizing truths, okay? Let's start recognizing things that we can see with our own eyes and at least acknowledge that we see that. Trump is not a rapist or criminal or a grifter. I don't see that, okay? No, Biden's not getting old. Okay. Actually, I don't know anybody who doesn't say he's not getting old. I don't know anybody. We all see that. We accept it. Okay. But then they go, I don't see Trump getting old. I don't see him messing up words. Yes, he does. Okay. So let's accept what we can see. And then we'll learn, we'll work on truth a little bit later, like in June or July. But let's fucking do it before November, okay? Let's stop lying to ourselves. That's it. I'm going to be patient with you right now. But by the time November rolls around, I really hope we all stop lying to ourselves and start recognizing the situation we are in and the situation we could be in and be a little bit smarter and stop fucking around with, Though I was trying to remember Nikki Haley's name, but it says not to speak ill of the dead. That's how it started off. No, she's not dead. Just her chances of being president or vice president is dead, but she doesn't know that yet. She just thinks it's on life support, and she thinks if she kisses just enough butt, she can still be in the cabinet in some way. That's what she's thinking. And she also wants to be president in 2028, I think. Or these people behind her want her to be president. See, that's another truth for a little bit later. But at this moment, I would like the people in the studio, if they're there, to play our commercial we'd use.
And comedians, musicians, songwriters, filmmakers, authors, and podcasters. Coffee with the Dog is booking for the spring and summer seasons now. Get free publicity and hone your interview skill in a fun and safe setting. Coffee with the Dog is a live radio, live stream podcast based in New York that airs daily Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in syndication on iHeartRadio, as well as video streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and many other platforms. Guests usually come on remotely via StreamYard, like Zoom but easier, although occasionally we do in-studio interviews. The morning show focuses mainly on comedians and musicians, and they have interviewed many top names and classic celebrities such as Robert Klein, Mike Binder, Eddie Brill, Doug Stanhope, Steve Byrne, Paul Provenza, Jeff Altman, and many, many others. For booking, go to minddogtv.com/booking.
Thank you, young lady. Thank you, young AI lady. Thank you very much. So if you are listening and you know someone who is of the artistic ilk and they're still alive, they don't want to interview dead people. They don't make good interviews. To reach out to MindDog TV, and they can minddogtv.com, minddogtv.com/bookings, and they'll set you up with an interview with the ilks, the likeness of the Mind Dog and the whatever host or guest host or cohorts he has with him at the time. So I just want to wrap this up by saying to all of you, however you're celebrating Memorial Day, be safe, have first aid and liquor nearby. If you cannot stop the bleeding, at least maybe you can drink enough that you don't feel the pain. Okay, so because some people started drinking before they started the cooking, and that's not exactly how that's supposed to work. You're supposed to cook sober, and then once you, like if you burn your hand and it hurts, then you start drinking to numb the pain, okay? But not everybody's going to observe those rules of safety that we've carefully written out in the grill manual. If you read the grill manual, oh, I forgot. You're not going to read the fucking manual. Okay, never mind. But if you do grill, please grill responsibly. Enjoy your beef, your pork, your chicken, your lamb, whatever you're eating. All good. All things are good under the sun if you're grateful and thankful. So be grateful, be thankful. Enjoy your vegetables. Eat your vegetables, my Lord. Yes, especially grilled. That's probably the only time many of you eat vegetables unless it's grilled. That's it. So, before I close, I want to thank all of you for watching. And I hope if you are not a subscriber that you will subscribe to the Dr. Rev Jelly Rolle YouTube page and his Facebook page.
No.
Yes. Oh, yes. Do that. And on behalf of the Church of Last Resort and the entire Rolle family, my wife, Amona, my kids, Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, our dog Stop Dropping. I wish you safe travels, and I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox Time on MindDog TV and everywhere that our word is heard. So Let us end the way we began, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!
Thank you.